looking down at my own hands. They were transparent, allowing the sunlight to pass through them, revealing a photo of Noah. She didn't glance at me on the bed. Instead, she walked straight to the desk, picked up Noah's photo, and meticulously wiped it clean, murmuring, "Noah, Mom's going to buy you a new bassinet today. Do you like blue or yellow?" She turned to leave, accidentally kicking the bed frame. Only then did she impatiently glance at me on the bed, frowning. "Still sleeping? The sun's practically noon. Get up and make breakfast. Do you want to starve Noah and me?" I floated in front of her, trying to speak, but she couldn't hear me. She shuffled out in her slippers, still humming a lullaby. From the living room, I heard Dad, Robert scrambling eggs, and Mom's, Claire's instructions: add 2 more spoonfuls of sugar. Noah always loved sweets. I floated to the kitchen doorway, watching Dad put pancakes on a plate. They were heart-shaped. I used to love pancakes like that too, but ever since Noah died, Dad had only made round ones. He said Noah didn't like anything fancy. Mom took the plate, carefully placing it in the center of the dining table, as if worshipping a precious artifact. "Go wake her up for breakfast," Mom told Dad, her tone full of impatience. "Don't let her make us late for buying Noah's bassinet." Dad put down his glass of milk and walked towards my room. I followed behind him, watching him stand by the bed, reaching out his hand, then letting it fall onto the blanket instead. "Scarlett, time to get up." His voice was soft. "We're going to buy a bassinet today. Do you want to come with us?" The me on the bed didn't stir. Dad's fingers trembled and he nudged my shoulder. "Scarlett." Mom's voice came from the living room. "What's taking so long? Is she faking sleep again?" She hurried in, saw Dad frozen by the bed, and immediately flared up. "She's definitely faking it. She just doesn't want us to buy Noah a bassinet. Let's just go without her. Noah is waiting." Dad didn't move. He looked at me on the bed, very agitated. "She's our daughter too." "She is not," Mom shrieked. "My only child is Noah. She's the one who killed Noah." She grabbed the photo from the desk and smashed it to the floor. Glass shards cut Dad's hand. Dad didn't say a word, just quietly picked up the fragments, wrapping his wound with a tissue. The living room phone rang. It was Ms. Rodriguez, my teacher from school. Mom answered, her tone immediately softening. "Hello, Ms. Rodriguez, is this about Noah?" "Oh no, I mean about Scarlett." Hearing the teacher ask why I hadn't been to school, Mom's voice turned cold again. "She's just intentionally skipping school. Ms. Rodriguez, please don't bother with her. Let her fend for herself." She hung up the phone, then pulled Dad outside. "Let's go. Don't let her make us late for buying Noah's bassinet." Dad looked back at my room, his steps faltering, but Mom pulled him away. The moment the door closed, I saw Dad wipe his eyes. The house was eerily silent, only the ticking of the wall clock breaking the stillness. I floated to the bedside, looking at myself. My face was still round, but it was so gone it was unrecognizable, my chin unnaturally sharp. My hair had grown quite a bit, covering my eyes, not short as Mom demanded. I remembered the last haircut. The stylist accidentally cut it a bit too short, and Mom had yelled at him, saying he'd ruin Noah's look. When we got home, she made me kneel for 2 hours, then told me I wasn't worthy of having hair like Noah's. As I knelt there looking at Noah's photo, I suddenly felt very distant. In the afternoon, Mom and Dad returned, carrying a blue bassinet embroidered with little bears. Mom couldn't stop smiling, placing the bassinet in the center of the living room and telling Dad, "Noah will definitely love this. He always loved sleeping with a teddy bear." Dad glanced at my room, then quietly asked, "Shouldn't we check on Scarlett?" Mom's face instantly hardened. "Why check on her? She'll come out when she's hungry." She sat by the bassinet, gently rocking it, humming a lullaby, her eyes filled with a tenderness that could melt. I floated closer, looking at the blue bassinet. It was small, delicate, just what Noah would have liked. Mom used to say she'd buy it for his birthday, but Noah left before his birthday came. Now the bassinet